The next nugget which I'm coming to is the sixth nugget, which is you should know not only the facts but also have an opinion about it. I know you might be facing from a lot of coaches and guides and institutes that you should read newspapers and you should know all the facts, following all the current affairs, events, cricket matches, whatever is happening in the entertainment industry, whatever happening in the political scenario. That is all fine, but as I said, it is a conversation, right? You can state a lot of facts but still be clueless about it. Even I can be very regular in newspaper reading for the next week. I can study 2-3 India Today editions, and I can be very much fluent in stating all the facts and figures. But do you have an opinion about it? You should actually. So, and I would recommend when you are researching on a topic, let's say demonetization, you should know both the pros and cons. What do you like about it? What you don't like about it? Because as an interviewer, I would choose a balanced individual rather than who has a very skewed opinion. So yeah, have knowledge about both the approaches. Know facts and figures. I know that's the must. But what enhances that ability is also to have an opinion about all the facts and figures that you're stating. So we saw that interviewers really like candidates who are self-aware, who know how to strike conversations, who are honest, who have an opinion, who are very sure about facts and figures. Another nugget, I think it is the seventh nugget, you should be focused and you should have a goal, or at least you should portray that you have a goal. That's why you face questions like where do you see yourself 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. I will explain the thought process behind. They ask things about your past because they want to know about your past. They ask questions like where are you working right now, or what subjects do you study, because they want to know your present. Then they ask questions like why do you want to get into IIM Indore or XYZ college where we are applying for, because they want to know your present thought process. And they also want to know what you have thought about your future. That's why they ask questions like where do you see yourself in the future years. You should come across with a proper game plan. You can give a portrayal of how do you see yourself in 5 years. Let's say I was very clear that I eventually want to get into music, and so in the exam when I was asked that where do you see yourself in the future, and how will IIM Indore help you, I was very clear that it is music that I intend to do eventually, and IIM Indore will help me in the long run in pursuing that, because I will know a lot of things about the market, about how to build my brand, about things about entrepreneurship, and a lot of such things which I mentioned, which I think impressed them, because one, music is not a conventional field to be in, and choosing an MBA to pursue music in the long run was also a factor which I think worked out for me. So it might be different for your case. I think I convinced them really well that I am very focused to take music. I told this also to them that I know that it's not that I graduate from IIM Indore and directly the next year I am in music. No, it might not happen. I told them the very ground reality that I might be taking some loans, I might be repaying the loans by taking a corporate job. But then in the process I will pursue music with all the values that I must have incorporated from the IIM Indore, and then eventually I will set up my brand, I will set up my own studio, I will eventually pursue music, which I think I'm doing right now. So I was very honest about it, I was very focused, and I gave them the impression that I know what I'm up to. So this is again a huge turn on the interviewers, that you are self-aware and you are aware of the future also, what you're going to do, and you know what you're going to take away from the MBA college. I think that worked out for me. So to sum up this nugget is that you should portray that you are having a goal and you have come with a motive, with a sense of purpose to the interview, and you are going with a sense of purpose to that college. That I think is a huge thing to say, and that can really work out for you. The eighth nugget which I want to mention is very important one. I just want to mention that it is not life and death. I know this thing, none of the institutes, none of the coaches, none of the guides tell you. They instill the thought in you that you have to crack that college, you have to get this much percentile, you have to crack the GD-PI, which is good, but then they don't mention about the other scenario. What if you don't? I want to tell you that it's completely okay if you don't. It's just a part of your life, and there is always a next time. And obviously, in the next time when you attempt, you will definitely be better in your preparation. You might have learned from your mistakes. You might have incorporated them, and you will come back very strong. The important thing to note over here is that you should be patient. You should be surrounded by only positive people. You should talk to your seniors, to your parents, to your family, friends, to people who have actually cracked the CAT and who are actually doing well in their lives. I had 2 failed attempts, but I think I'm doing completely fine right now, even after cracking the 3rd attempt. So be very positive, be patient. As I addressed the people who have not managed any calls this year, the same goes for you. Even if you don't succeed in cracking or converting the calls, it is completely okay. There will always be a next time. You will come back stronger next time, and this will eventually happen. Don't worry. Okay. So now I've spoken a lot about what you should do, to get into the MBA colleges which you are targeting at. Some strategies which I think worked out for me. The 9th nugget which I want to speak is something different from MBA preparation. This is more about what you will eventually face in your MBA life. I have got these questions a lot, that what generally happens in the MBA life. What is this mystery about the MBA life? Is nothing mystical or something. It's quite hectic, to be very honest. It is quite hectic. You will have classes till maybe 11 in the night. You will have overnight assignments to submit to. You have the deadlines will be, let's say, 6 a.m. in the morning, and then you will have 8:45 classes. So the schedule will be crazy, and it completely depends on you. How do you want to take this 18 or 19 months? There will be a lot of people who will be completely wasted, drunk, no motivation to do anything in their lives, basically burden on their parents, right? But I would suggest not to do this, at least in this 18-19 months, because these 18-19 months might shape your entire life altogether. So there will be a lot of things happening around you. As I said, there will be pressure of the grades, assignments. There will be a lot of B-school competitions. There will be a lot of club events happening. There will be a lot of extracurricular events. Again, of course, there will be placements. So a lot of things happening, and trust me, everything will have a trade-off. Everything. So if you want to do something, well in this, I think you have to let go of this. So, and when I say this can be as basic as having dinner or having that midnight snack, or having to go out with your friends. So if you want to do this, you have to let go of this. So it will be that tight. So surround yourself with the people who you think share the same mindset. The last thing which I want to share with you guys is actually linked to the previous nugget. MBA is completely worth it. Let me rephrase. Obviously, after the MBA, you will get a better package as compared to your pre-MBA life or pre-MBA job. But then I'm not talking about the higher package. I'm not talking about the course knowledge which you will gain out of the MBA. MBA is much more than that. The values which you incorporate from MBA, and obviously I'm talking about people who actually value MBA, who choose not to get wasted, who choose to take life seriously in MBA. I'm only talking about those people, and I've seen those people who take MBA life seriously achieve great things in life. And it's a quite common observation, right? Majority of the group CEOs, company heads, general managers are MBAs, right? I think there's a common link between them. Again, as I said in my previous nugget, there will be exceptions. There will be people who come here just to have fun, just to see what happens in MBA, do nothing encouraging in the MBA life, and go empty-handed out of it, and then they blame MBA that nothing happens in MBA and stuff like that. But how I saw in my MBA life, there is a huge takeaway from an MBA life. It teaches you how to multitask. It teaches you how to handle stress, how to handle pressure. And when I say multitask, it is how to prioritize between 10 different things. When just to get one thing, you have to let 9 other things go, right? So that prioritization, you have to be focused to excel in an MBA life. This I'm speaking from my personal experiences. I have been there in the top 30% of the batch. I have won more or less all the B-school competitions which have happened across other MBA colleges as well. I have been part of a lot of club activities, and basically I have built a very strong profile in my MBA life. And in the process of doing all of this, I feel I have become a lot more confident. I've become much wiser in taking decisions, in prioritization and multitasking, and I think the entire rhythm or entire struggle in the MBA college, I would give it to that. So when you are going into an MBA college, you should be ready to struggle. You should be ready to hustle. There will be continuous pressure on you. It will be quite hectic, quite crazy. But at the end of it, when you come out of it, you will be a complete winner, a much better individual. You would be equipped with a lot of course knowledge. You will be equipped with a lot of soft skills. I think that is more important. You will be much more confident as an individual. Your approach to problems will definitely change. You will have a very focused approach. So I will give my own example. In one of the nuggets, I think I mentioned that I mentioned in my interview that I want to get into music and pursue music, and that worked out for me. And I think after my MBA college, even after my 12 to 5 corporate job, I'm pursuing music, and I think staying 2 years in Bombay, I've been able to do quite a decent job in music apart from handling a very hectic corporate life. I have my own YouTube channel, I have my own Instagram and Facebook page, and all of these three have the common handle called Anurag Mishra Music. I think you guys can also look me up on those platforms, and I think I'm doing quite well over there. I know the process is very slow. The process demands a lot of patience, but because from my MBA preparation and during my MBA experience, I have gathered a lot of patience, which is actually helping me right now, to pursue music, which is a very unconventional field, in addition to handling a corporate life. So I think MBA is completely worth it if you have the time, and if you have a decent financial base. I would definitely recommend to go for an MBA, and trust me, you are never late for an MBA. It will help you in the long run, as it is helping me right now. I'm pursuing music along with my corporate job. I've done a lot of YouTube covers, as you can see in my YouTube channel. The links are below. I've done a lot of originals also, and I plan to go full throttle very soon. If you like whatever I spoke in the last 10-12 minutes about the MBA preparation and in general about life, please do share this video with your friends, with your family, relatives, and whosoever needs this kind of an advice. And it would mean a lot to me if you can also follow me on my Instagram handles and my Facebook page. If you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I upload all my music. I do my music with a lot of honesty and pure love. So I would request you to show some love to the music which I upload, and it would mean a lot to me. Thanks guys.